Alright, let's now dive deeper into how the end to end process can be broken down into four major pillars, that is, design, plan, procure, and manufacture. Hmm. We will look at each of these phases one by one, and I will also bring in how SAP Integrated Business Planning supports these processes in a modern supply chain. Let's start with the design phase. This is where everything begins. At this stage, companies gather customer feedback, work on product concepts, and finalize the product specifications. Essentially, this is where the business translates customer requirements into an actual product design. Now, there are generally two kinds of products that emerge from this stage. The first type is specialized products. These are created exclusively for one customer based on their very specific requirements. For example, imagine a manufacturer designing a unique medical instrument for a hospital. That design belongs only to that customer and it cannot be sold or shared with anyone else. Since it is custom made, the customer pays a premium price. In IBP, these kinds of products would typically flow through a make to order process because production only starts once the customer places the order. The second type is standard products. These are the items that can be produced in bulk and sold to a wider market. Take a simple example like a screwdriver. Different companies might tweak the handle design or add small variations, but the fundamental use remains the same. These products are usually manufactured in large volumes and are managed under make to stock planning. In IBP, this is where demand planning and statistical forecasting plays a major role because companies need to predict future demand and ensure enough stock is available. Once the product design is complete, we may move into the plan phase. This is where the planning team take charge. Their job is to balance demand and supply and then translate that into a master production schedule. Think of the master production schedule or MPS as a monthly roadmap that outlines exactly what needs to be produced, in what quantity, and when. In most organizations, once this plan is finalized, it is frozen for the month. Why? Because changing the plan midway can disrupt everything: procurement, resource allocation, production lines, even supplier commitments. IBP helps here with scenario planning and simulations. Planners can test different what if scenarios. For example, what happens if demand suddenly spikes or a supplier shipment is delayed, and then decide whether it is worth adjusting the frozen plan. Next comes the procure phase. At this stage, companies focus on sourcing all the inputs they need for manufacturing. That could mean purchasing raw materials like steel or chemicals, or sourcing components and subassemblies like circuit boards or packaging materials. In some cases, businesses may even choose to directly procure finished goods from the third party suppliers. IVP connects procurement to the broader planning cycle. With features like supply planning, integration to SAP Ariba or S4 HANA, procurement teams can align sourcing decisions with actual demand signals. This ensures that the right quantity of materials is available at the right time without excessive carrying costs. Finally, we arrive at the manufacture phase. This is the execution stage where the production plan is brought to life. If all materials are available as planned, the manufacturing or subassembly process kicks off. Products are then built, tested, and moved to the warehouse. From there, they are distributed to customers through logistics channels. IBP ensures that this stage runs smoothly by aligning capacity, materials, and schedules well in advance. It creates end to end visibility so that planners and manufacturing teams are not working in silos but as part of one integrated process. So, when you put it all together, the design, plan, procure, manufacture cycle gives us a clear view of how organizations transform customer needs into delivered products. And IBP adds the intelligence, the simulations, and the integration to make the entire process more efficient, more agile, and better connected. That's the big picture. The journey from customer requirement to final delivery is not about execution, but about connecting every decision in the chain. And that's what exactly IBP comes in.